One of my favorite things in the world to do is watch Friends. I know it's been off for years and years. It's not even around, but I still find myself binge watching old episodes. And I was thinking about this today and thinking, it's the predictability of the friends in the circle, right? You have Chandler with his quirkiness, Monica with her type A of just everything has to be so neat and tidy and organized. It's Phoebe's ability to make you laugh at her silly songs. Ross always comes in with those smart comments, and Joey and him and his food, like it is just so hilarious. And of course, Rachel, she just brings everybody together, and it's just such this beautiful, cohesive team of people. And it's why I wanted to come on and share with you today that I have an opportunity for you to find your friends in the content creation space. So if you are thinking about creating your first or your next digital course, I don't want you to miss this opportunity because Amy Porterfield just opened the doors for registration for her Course Confident Bootcamp. And I'm actually offering a special bonus for anyone that registers for the Course Confident Bootcamp through my special link. So I want you to go to crystalprofit.com/Amy-bootcamp to register. That's crystalprofit.com/Amy-bootcamp. And what you're going to find when you get there is I have this special bonus private podcast series. It's called Money Mindset for Creators. So I want you to go register for Amy's bootcamp, download the podcast, and immediately start listening to it, because what this training is set up to do is to help you get your mind right about monetizing your content, making money so that you can fuel your content creation dreams. So go to crystalprofit.com/Amy-bootcamp to register for Course Confident. And I cannot wait for you to find your friends and find the people that will be there for you. Do you see what I did there? Yeah, nice little friends segue connection. Go to crystalprofit.com/Amy-bootcamp. And I cannot wait to see you inside. Okay, let's get into today's episode. Oh my goodness, I am so excited about today's episode. We're talking about becoming an entrepreneur and the best online courses that you can take, because in the last year and a half, I've taken 4 courses that have made all the difference in how I show up every day and how I'm able to make a bigger impact in my community and really just go after my goals. Like, I know that sounds super cliche and kind of, kind of dorky, if you want to call it that, but it's totally true, and it's made all the difference in my journey. So I'm so excited to talk about this. So let's get right to it. Welcome to the Profit Podcast, where we teach entrepreneurs how to start, launch, and market their podcast. I'm your host, Crystal Profit, and I'm so excited that you're here. Thanks for hanging out with me today. Because if you've been thinking about creating a podcast for a while, well, I'm so glad you found this show. Think of this as the shortcut / time-saving version of searching Google and YouTube for hours and hours trying to figure out the world of podcasting. Trust me, as a busy mama of 3, I get it. You don't have a lot of time to be spent, or wasted, I should say, searching the web, trying to find all the right ideas and all the amazing things that are out there, and you just end up overwhelmed. Trust me, I've been there, done that, took home the souvenir. But this podcast is going to help you in practical ways, because twice a week we'll be delivering episodes that are going to give you steps to help you create a podcast your audience can't wait to listen to. So let's get right to it, shall we? Have you been wanting to start a podcast? You've been thinking about it. It feels right. You just know this is the next thing that my business needs. Well, I encourage you to sign up for my 5-day podcast bootcamp. This is a thing that you have been looking for. It is a 5-day video series where I walk you through exactly how to start, launch, and market your podcast. And I throw in some more information about planning strategies and being consistent and how you can make the most out of your podcast from day one. So sign up for our 5-day Create Your Podcast Bootcamp at crystalprofit.com/podcast bootcamp. And do it already. You know that you've been wanting to, so just bite the bullet and join us. Okay, so like I said in the intro, we are talking about online courses that I've taken as an entrepreneur. So I want to tell you about the ones that I've enrolled in and my biggest takeaways. So I try to put these in kind of chronological order, and then I decided, no, I want to put them in the order of the ones that have made the biggest impact on me. And I will have all these listed out. So don't worry about writing all the names down and everything. They'll be in the show notes at crystalprofit.com/episode 71. But I just want you to really hear the different kinds of courses that are out there. And these are all at totally different price points. Some of them are bonus courses to the bigger courses I've enrolled in, and I'll explain that. And then some of them were just an add-on for purchasing a product. So I'm really excited to get into this because I really wholeheartedly believe in all of these programs. And if they can help you in any way, I know all of these are all female entrepreneurs that have these. So shout out to the ladies out there that are crushing it and creating amazing resources for the people that are just looking for how to be organized and how to have better online businesses. So I just want to dive into the very first one that I have that I want to talk about was, like I said, it was part of a product. I have the Living Well Planner, and that is by Ruth Soukup, and she does many, many things. And what she does really well is she teaches about time management. So she has a blog called Living Well, Spending Less. And I won't get into all that right now, but that's like long back in the day. She's kind of the reason why I started blogging and doing all the things that I've done. And she started a podcast in 2018, and she's kind of the reason why I started a podcast. So I'm really familiar with all the things that she does, but she has this planner, which is, if you've seen it, like if you've watched any of my Facebook lives, I've talked about time blocking and time management so many times. And I just, oh my gosh, like it just, this planner is so beautiful. I know that sounds so silly, but it's true. It's so beautiful. Anytime I take it anywhere, people are like, where did you get that? I need that. But the way that she has everything organized, it really teaches how to time block, and just, oh my gosh, it's totally changed my life. So, but I want to get to all the things first, and then I'm going to go into detail. So the next thing I want to talk about, the next course, is Jennifer Maker's List Love course. So this is the quick start course. There's actually a bigger one, but this was a bonus to another course that I took. I've said course like 6 times. It's starting to confuse me, but this was specifically about building an email list and a resource library on my website. So when we get to the email marketing episode, which is coming up, I will refer back to this because, oh my gosh, a resource library just makes my life so much easier. And I've had people asking me about this. So this is where I learned it from. It's Jennifer Maker List Love course. Okay, the third course I want to mention is Elite Blog Academy, which again is by Ruth Soukup, and Jennifer Maker's course was a bonus in the Elite Blog Academy. So that's how I kind of, I feel like once you get into an online space and you like get introduced to one person, you get introduced to like 50 other people that can help you, which is so amazing about the online community. But Elite Blog Academy helped me with all things for my website and for blogging, and I will dive into all those details in a little bit. But the last one I want to talk about is B School with Marie Forleo, because oh my gosh, she's just a genius marketer. And well, it's funny because I'm looking at my notes and like for the parentheses, I put marketing, 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 because that is what I've learned from her. And she's so amazing. And there's so many other cool things I want to share with you about that. But okay, so let's talk about this Living Well planner. Okay, so I'm putting this in the show notes. I'm going to link to a video that I've created about what it looks like and everything. And I'm actually working on another video because I've used the planner for over a year now. So I can actually tell you what ways that it helped me crush my goals and how it's helped me just become, I swear, like I used to say, oh, I'm like 10 times more productive. I feel like I'm 100 times more productive than I used to be just a year ago. And I would say 90% of it is because of this planner. And I know that sounds like a really big, like, whoa, that's a bold statement, but it's true because the way that the planner is laid out, it helps you manage your time. So you can, and for those of you that are like, oh my God, Crystal, that's so 1990. Nobody does paper planners anymore. Au contraire. Okay. I just sounded so fancy when I said that. Au contraire. I just thought of Pepe Le Pew. Like, oh my gosh. Speaking of 90s, like, I just had a Saturday morning flashback to Pepe Le Pew. Like, oh my gosh. Anyway, so total side note. But this planner helps me manage my time, and I do time blocking. So what is time blocking? That means there is a section for every single week in this planner where I go, it's from 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. I actually wish it had a block for 5 a.m. because that's really when I get up and that's kind of when I start stuff. But I can literally write out every single hour of my day. And at first, that sounds ridiculous and super obnoxious. Like, obnoxious is really the right word because you're like, really? You're going to account for every single hour of your day? Who does that? You know, who has time to account for every single hour of your day? Okay, but let me explain. This is where this thing changed my life, okay? Because, and the reason why I talk about this being a course is because when you buy the planner, she shows you how to do all this stuff. So it's not like this is just a product. This is a product basically where they give you the instruction manual is an online course on how to use the planner. So what I do is every single week, I go into my calendar and I write down the most important things that have to get done. And for me, I take self-care really seriously. So the very first thing that goes into my planner every week is my workouts. Like those, for my mental stability, those have to happen at least 3 days a week. I would love it to be 4 days with a workout on the weekend, but at least Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I have to get a workout in. And then I can take my highlighter, and I have 3 different colors that I use. I use pink for work stuff, yellow for house, and blue for the kids. And so I go in and I immediately block off chunks of time. Like my pink highlighter gets that 6 a.m. block every single day. So I know I at least have an hour every single day of the week where I can do work stuff. Okay. So there's no excuse. I at least have 5 hours during the week whenever I can get some stuff done. Then I go in with my yellow highlighter and I put, okay, these are my chunks of time when I'm going to work out or do the laundry or go to the grocery store or do all the other household things that have to happen. Take out the trash. I know that sounds so silly, but I do. I put the trash day. There's 2 trash days that they come, and I put that on my calendar every week because if I don't do that, I'll forget. I know that's so silly. I mean, I'm old enough. I should, I know when the trash days are, but it's still summertime when I'm recording this, and I'm lucky if I know what day of the week it is. So I put the trash in my schedule every week. But then I go in and when it is the school year, I can have, okay, I have to pick the kids up at this time, or they have an after school activity, or they have soccer practice, or whatever it is. And I go in and I put all those things in first, right? Like the most important things. So this is where, people say they don't have time to do stuff. And this is where time management comes into play, because you have to structure your schedule around the things you want to do. So if you want to go to your kids' activity, put that on your calendar first. Like, know when it's going to happen. Put it on your calendar first, and then schedule all of your work stuff around that. So I schedule when I'm going to record my podcast episodes, when I'm going to record YouTube, when I'm going to edit things, when I'm going to market things, when I'm going to create, blog posts, whatever it is. But I create all of that in priority order around the other important things in my life. So, it's so amazing. I can't say enough good things about the Living Well Planner, but it just really taught me to be more proactive and less reactive, because let's be honest, that's what most of us are doing, right? We see our to-do list and we pretend like it's coming at us, like chasing us down and trying to kill us, basically. But if you turn around and say, you know what, I'm going to tackle my to-do list, I'm going to tackle my calendar, I'm going to be in charge, then things just change. And oh my gosh, you will see a huge spike in your productivity whenever you start being more proactive with your time. Okay, so that's the first thing. So the Living Well Planner, and I started doing that around August of 2018, and it's made all the difference. So I'm going to link to the video that I did. It was like an unboxing. That way you can see everything that goes into it if you're interested in buying one. But it's so cool, and it's so pretty. So if you're a dude, the ladies in your life would love one of these too. Okay, so Jennifer Maker's List Love Quick Start course. So I took this in November of 2018. And this, like I said, it was a bonus for Elite Blog Academy. So once I was done with the portion of Elite Blog Academy that talked about list building, this was a bonus. And it was how to set up a resource library on my website. And I love this because Jennifer Maker does this so well. And I love telling her story because she is Elite Blog Academy alumni, and she is a craft blogger. So if you are familiar with crafty things, and specifically the Cricut, she does the really cool vinyl cutout letters that you can put on all those mugs and Yeti cups and Arctic, whatever, all those things. She does that and she loves it, but she also has a specialty in designing things in Adobe. And so what she's done is she talks about a craft, but then she also creates these templates that people can use to put into their Cricut. And it's like a vector file, if you know what that is, but it's, you have your JPEG and your PNG, it's just image files. A vector file is just something that specifically talks to Cricut, so people could download a template and then, cut it out with the Cricut. But the reason why I say all that is because she decided she wanted to use these templates to build her email list. And instead of having 50 different opt-ins on, different sequences and doing all the complicated things that go into email marketing, she decided, you know what? I'm just going to shove them all into a resource library, and people can just go there and browse through, and, they have to have a password to get in. But other than that, they can just go in there and grab whatever they want. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is genius. This is what I want to do, because if you've been to my resource library, that is how I set it up, is from her course and everything that she's done. And I loved this idea so much. So I cannot say enough good things about Jennifer Maker's List Love Quick Start course. It's the one that I took. I have not done her full-blown List Love course, but if it is within your budget, I highly recommend it, because she is doing amazing things with building her email list. I'm pretty sure she's been, I want to say, blogging for the last 3 years, with just her craft blog. And I know she's well over 150,000 subscribers. And it's amazing. She blows me away all the time. You should just go follow her for other reasons. She's an amazing YouTuber, And she's all the things, right? Like all the things we want to be when we grow up. So, okay, the next course I want to talk about is Elite Blog Academy. So this is one that is more pricey. So the Living Well Planner, the course came with a planner, and it was around $40. It was under $50. I know that for sure. And then Jennifer Maker's List Love course was part of EBA. Okay. So I kind of want to, I guess we're going in sequential order of price, not chronological order when I actually took these, but sequential order on how expensive these are. But expense and impact are definitely like correlating together in this scenario, because I want to show you what happens here. So I enrolled in Elite Blog Academy in August of 2018. So exactly a year ago. And before this, I was really just struggling with the blog, struggling to figure out what I wanted to do online. I knew I wanted to do something, but I did not know what that meant or what I was supposed to be doing. And I really was shown how to use WordPress. So if you have an online website, you know that WordPress is, kind of the go-to. It's WordPress or Squarespace. Those are the big two. But I understood the importance of switching to a self-hosted website platform. So I used to have Weebly. That was my website. And now that I don't have Weebly, I have WordPress, I see the huge opportunity that you have in being able to control everything on your website. Basically, if I want to go in and switch the entire homepage or, change something up completely, I can do that a lot faster and with more design options than I could within Weebly. So that was like my takeaway number one from Elite Blog Academy, and I fought it for a long time because Weebly was familiar to me. I had used it for like a year and a half, and I just was really resistant to it until I was told over and over again, you need to switch. And I was like, okay, fine. I'll go ahead and switch. But the other important takeaway I had from Elite Blog Academy was the importance of creating content for what you eventually want to create a business for. So I've been blogging since 2014, I want to say. Yeah, I've been blogging since 2014, but I was writing content that was not going anywhere. It was just flops, like all over the place. It was awful. We'll just call it. It was awful. And it wasn't because I was a terrible writer. It's because I had no idea what I was doing. And I was a terrible writer. So if you, it's not my jam. Like, I feel like I've gotten better, but it's like, oh my gosh, it was so bad. But the reason why is because I was focused on me. I was totally focused on me. Like, these are the things that I've done. These are the things that I've accomplished. These are the things I want to write about. I was totally focused on me and not my audience. And I got to say this, and if you don't know this as a podcaster, and like I'm like cringing as I think about it because I'm going to say it, it's a little tough love, but your audience doesn't care about you. Y'all don't care about me. You are here because you want to know how I can help you. Maybe, on a personal level, maybe you're like, oh, Crystal, she's nice, but you don't really care. Like, you don't come back to this podcast and listen every single week because you want to hear me talk about, my childhood or how, I'm sitting in my closet recording right now and there are just loads of laundry around me. Like, you don't care. You don't want to know about that. What you're more concerned with is how I can help you get to where you're going or get your podcast off the ground or help you with your online business. Those are the things that you want to know. And that's not what I was delivering to my audience. It was not good. So that's what I learned in Elite Blog Academy was how to deliver content that would help my audience and then eventually be able to create a business around that content. And that's how I am where I am today. I created the Profit Podcasting course. Like, that is a result of Elite Blog Academy because I started creating content that was related to podcasting. And I thought, well, maybe I could create a course eventually, maybe one day, but I don't know how this works. And I just kind of tried a few things out. And then that is what stuck. Podcasting stuck. Y'all, I have written about, oh my gosh, so many different things. Being a parent. I've talked about being overweight. I've talked about motherhood, which is funny because I think parenting and motherhood are totally different things, because parenting things both moms and dads can relate to, but there's certain things that only the ladies can relate to, and I've written about a lot of those too. But again, it was all focused on me. It wasn't focused on my audience, so it didn't work out. But one of the other main things that I learned from Elite Blog Academy, so if you're interested at all in blogging or writing online, then I would consider Elite Blog Academy, because it shows you, and again, this is Ruth Sukup, so she's the Living Well planner, like this is totally related to her. She's the one that created Elite Blog Academy, and she's been blogging for well over 10 years now. But it's all about how your words flow on the page. And what that means is like how everything is structured. Like, y'all know what I'm talking about. If you've been on a website where you're like, I don't even know what's going on. There are things popping out at me. There's ads everywhere. This isn't like, I can't even read this. Like, what is happening? Like that kind of reaction. That isn't someone that doesn't know what they're doing. But what I learned is how a blog should flow on a page when it comes to how long everything needs to be, and how you need to space things out, and how you should do your titles and your subtitles and your SEO. And they taught me about SEO because I had no idea how any of that worked. But yeah, so Elite Blog Academy, if you're just starting out as an online business, I would consider looking into that. And I know they have some amazing resources to help you get started with your blog for free without you ever even having to buy anything. So Elite Blog Academy by Ruth Sukup, it's amazing. Like, it's just such an awesome course to consider if you're just starting out online. Okay, and then the last one I want to talk about, and the one I'm most excited to share, and I know that sounds so goofy and I'm being so dorky, but I don't even care, because B School with Marie Forleo has literally changed my life. Changed my life in multiple ways. So I signed up for this in February of 2019, so this year, and oh my gosh, like where do I even start? So I have shown up in a much bigger way, ready to play a much bigger game.
Being a woman in business comes with its own unique set of challenges, but also so many opportunities. We get ahead by leaning in to what makes us different from business as usual. I'm Samantha Hartley, host of Profitable Joyful Consulting, inviting you to a special 6-episode series exploring the experience of being a woman in business. You want to hear from women consultants who've hit $1 million, who sell 6-figure engagements, or who've broken their own revenue ceilings? Yeah, those are my clients, and they'll be sharing too. Join me for 6 must-listen episodes that tackle key challenges for women consultants.
Follow Profitable Joyful Consulting on your favorite podcast app.
And I really think that it comes with investing in myself. So Elite Blog Academy was around $900. That's how much the course cost. And you get lifetime access whenever you do it. B School, on the other hand, was closer to $2,000. Ooh, that's a lot of money, y'all. That is a lot of money. $2,000 on a course. And I remember when I first told my husband, and he was like, what is this? Like, like his, because if I just said, oh, babe, I'm going to spend $50 on whatever, he'd be like, yeah, sure, whatever. But I came in there with $2,000, and he just kind of looked at me like, hang on, what are we talking about here? You want to buy a what? An online course for $2,000. And I remember I was like a bright-eyed little girl, like, yes, I want to. It's going to change my life. Like, this is actually the attitude I had because I've been following Marie Forleo for so long. and I signed up under Amy Porterfield, and I've been following her for, well over a year, and like was devouring everything that she said. And so I was just like, yes, like I'm going to do this. And I know like $2,000, that's a lot of money, y'all. Like that is a lot of money. And so I knew that if we were going to spend this kind of money, I had to show up and be for real. Like I couldn't just mess around. So if I had only paid $50 for a course, it's kind of like, like that's just throwing 2 extra things in the basket at Costco. That's not that big of a deal. $50 is $50, but $2,000, like, y'all, that's 2 of my first vehicles. I had a truck that was $1,000. It was terrible. It was doo-doo brown color. It was so ugly. It had no air conditioning. Anyway, that's 2 of those crappy, trucks that I had when I first started driving. But I mean, it's just a big deal. So, this course though has changed everything. Everything that you have seen in the last 6 months is a direct reflection of this course and the people that I've been introduced to because of this course and all the amazing things that have happened in my business because of this course. Because I've learned, like she goes into setting up a website, doing a blog, doing a podcast, doing all these other things kind of that I already knew. But the key that I really got from Marie is marketing. And it's funny because I have a marketing degree, y'all. Like I went to school for marketing. I have a bachelor's, like I got my diploma. It says Bachelor's Business Administration in Marketing, Texas State University. Thank you very much. Eat 'em up, cats. Like that is what I went to college for. But I learned things in this course that have made people react to me in a different way, and it's kind of freaking me out, to be honest, because people are messaging me on Facebook saying, yes, like this is what I've been looking for. Or they're saying, where have you been? Like, oh my gosh, your emails are amazing. Or they're responding to to posts that I put out in a totally different way. And it's like kind of freaked me out the last few weeks because I'm like, something's happening. Like something is clicking, and it is all directly related to the work that I did in B school. So this isn't like a magic bullet thing. Like none of these courses are. And honestly, nothing in an online business is like, oh, I'm just going to do this. I'm going to purchase this thing and then magic is going to happen. No, like y'all, I did a lot of work. You should see, I went old school and had a 3-ring binder. It's actually a 2-inch thick 3-ring binder. Like I printed off every single paper. I got my highlighter, got my pens, and I did every single assignment in this course. And I showed up because I knew it was just like taking a college class. And that's how I was thinking of it. It's like, okay, I paid for this. I'm going to get an A in the class. I'm so dorky. I know, whatever, like teacher's pet, whatever. But I wanted to make an A. And what does that look like? That looks like me showing up every day, doing the work. And I feel like I'm still doing the work. I feel like I'm trying to give my audience the best value that I can because I know value translates into trust. And value translates into y'all coming back again and again and again because y'all know I'm going to be here for you. And y'all know I'm going to deliver amazing content because I wouldn't expect anything else from someone else I look up to. I see these ladies that are modeling how to deliver value to their audience. And it's kind of like that reciprocation. That's what I want to give to y'all. It's that ripple effect of just making everything that much better. So like I said, with B School, I learned so many things, but my main takeaways were marketing is everything. Another big one was some people will like you and some people won't, and that is okay. Like that is totally fine. So if you are starting a podcast and you're worried about, oh, I'm going to offend somebody, I'm going to say something wrong, don't worry about it. Don't worry. Some people are going to like you and some people won't. Some people will give you 5-star reviews. Some people will give you 1-star reviews. And honestly, I don't think you've made it until you've gotten a 1-star review. and someone says this your podcast is terrible, because I mean, that's when you're like, all right, I have made sure that my message is not for you. Like, and I know that's kind of silly, but it's just totally true. But this is the thing that Marie is most known for, and this message alone can change your life. But Marie always says everything is figure outable. And she said that over and over and over again in this course. And I believe it. I believe if you want to have an online business that is amazing, it's figure outable. And you can find out how to do it, and you can work through whatever you have to work through, because y'all, I didn't just wake up one day and say, I want to be a podcaster. Like, this journey of mine, like I said, I've been blogging since 2014, and here I am. It's 2019, and I feel like I'm just starting to figure things out. That's 5 years in the making. Like, this is not a overnight success story. This is me showing up consistently for my audience, doing the work, and figuring it out along the way. So I could go on forever about all of these programs because they're so amazing, but I'm going to cut myself off there. But if you're thinking about becoming an online entrepreneur, then these are the courses to take. So I'm going to recap them again real fast. So the Living Well Planner, school is coming up, and if you are already using a planner, that's cool. But if you're not, I highly recommend you getting these. So I remember I started this thought earlier and I didn't finish it, but I use the Living Well Planner and my Google Calendar. They kind of correlate together, but I can't imagine my life without this, because it helps me for the day to day. And I'm a 90s girl, y'all. Like, I like to actually hold a to-do list in my hand and physically mark it off. And like, there's just no other satisfaction. And like, yes, I got that podcast episode done. Yes, I got that blog post done. Like, I don't know. It's so silly. Oh my gosh. Okay. So the next course that we talked about was Jennifer Maker's List Love course. And if you're considering email marketing, it's so good. I couldn't recommend it enough. And then Elite Blog Academy, for those of you, if you're thinking about maybe you want to have a podcast and a blog, this is the way to go. If you've seen the way that I structure my show notes, that they look like blog posts, there's a reason, because I learned all of this in Elite Blog Academy, as well as many, many other great things. And then we talked about B-School with Marie Forleo. And I know that some of these courses only come out once a year, so I hope it wasn't like totally torturous for me to tell you about them. But all of these people, Ruth Sukup, Jennifer Maker, Marie Forleo, they all have amazing resources that are available 365 days a year. So go check them out. There's links that are going to be all in the show notes where you can go see how you can follow these ladies and learn more about them and what they do and how they can help you, because I know that they value their audience more than anything, and they have so much stuff to teach you. So I encourage you to go follow them, follow their journey, and go see what they're up to. But that does it for this episode. So if this is your first time tuning in, I'd love for you to subscribe and hear what other fun things we'll be talking about in the coming weeks. Be sure to sign up for the 5-day podcast bootcamp if you haven't already, and check out the other great resources we have in the resource library. And check out the show notes at crystalprofit.com/episode 71. And remember, keep it up. We all have to start somewhere. Hey, Profit Podcast listeners, thanks for sticking around to a little bit after the episode to hear this special message, because I want to hear from you. We are starting a new segment called Fan Mail Shoutouts, and I want to hear from you, and I want to hear your questions. What do you want to know? What questions have you been dying to ask me? So here's how to make this happen. Go to the app where you're listening to this podcast right now. Go there. I'll wait a second. Okay. Now, once you're there, you're going to see a hyperlink at the top of the episode description that says, send Crystal a text message. And that's all I want you to do. Send me a text. It could be casual, informal. It could be totally anonymous. Or If you want, you can include your name and the name of your podcast or content wherever you are creating, and I will give you a special shout out in an upcoming episode. So again, go to the show notes for where you're listening to this episode right now, and it will say, send Crystal a text message, and I cannot wait to hear from you and give you a shout out in an upcoming segment of fan mail shout outs.